other stories. Scores of residents at Oyarifa Green Hill, a community within the Lankwantana municipality, have been trapped in their homes more than 72 hours after heavy rains flooded the entire area. According to the affected residents, buildings in waterways and the absence of drains in the area have made it almost impossible for floodwaters to recede even days after it rains. They want authorities to order the demolition of the structures in waterways to make room for drains. Manuel Cranting reports.
It's been 3 days, so
it's been 3 days and no one has gone out.
3 years.
Some residents at Oyarifa Green Hills within the Lankwantana Municipal Assembly expressing their frustration as floodwaters trap them in their homes. It's been at least 72 hours after a 3-hour downpour submerged all the houses in the area. But uncharacteristic of many flooding incidents recorded in other parts of the country, the artificial pond created still stands at knee level because the water will just not recede, owing to the unavailability of gutters here. All the houses here have been flooded. People have to walk through the water. We almost had a casualty last night. Everybody is affected, with no one to help us.
But situation like this,
it's destroyed all our properties. All my fowls are dead.
This is supposed to be a main road and also giving a passaway by for the rain gutter so that they can get some space for the rain to pass by. But I don't know, for some reasons there was some blockade on the road. Someone has to come and build on the road.
The community, which has more than 500 homes, has literally been shut down. Nobody goes out and nobody comes in.
Due to this, my sister cannot come back from work. Oh yeah, she went to work for almost 3 days now. She has not been in the house. And I'm the only one in the house for now. Meanwhile, I'm here with my father, my siblings and other people. Imagine if I were not to be a little bit older, how would I be able to fend for myself in this big house?
The water cannot recede. It descends from the other parts to this place and gathers here. While the residents continue to count their losses from the invasion of their homes by the flood, they want authorities to order the demolition of all buildings sited on the waterways. We went to NADMO and they said we should go to the assembly, but no result still. We want the president and the regional minister to help clear all the houses on the road so we can construct the gutters. It is unclear whether or not the owners of the buildings in waterways had permits to erect them there. But for the residents, they dread another downpour, which could potentially cost them more than just their properties, their very lives. Manuel Cranting, Joy News.
Right, and Manuel Cranting is back in the community and he joins us live with the very latest. Manuel, has there been any headway for the members of the community? Have the waters receded now?
Well, Israel, the only difference between the situation we have here at Oyarifa Green Hill and what was the situation 2 days ago is just an addition of 2 extra days. The water levels are still pretty much around the knee level. The people are still trapped in their homes. Over the side, I see some of the kids who are trapped in their homes, just, running about, in the house, which in itself has been inundated by the water. Across this particular stretch where I have been walking through the flood waters, I see a stretch of buildings with markings of the La Nkwantana Medina Municipal Assembly, which says stop work. Well, all of those warnings, if you like, from the Municipal Assembly have fallen on deaf ears, as we're seeing steady progress of the buildings on the waterways. I'll try and through the water, get to this side where I see a few of the people who are trapped in this particular house. Just before you came to me, they're telling me about how they are having to deal with the stench from the water, which has been gathered here for 5 days without any hopes of the water receding. Also, as you can see, the pool, it's gathering, of course, and breeding mosquitoes. And with the kids in there, that are, fears for malaria and so on and so forth. I'll just try and quickly move out of the water now and speak to them now. Madam Patrol, good morning. Grateful that you could speak to us here on Joy News. Apologies that your situation is like this, but tell us how indeed it started and why it's like this.
That was last week, Wednesday. We're not expecting it. It was just drizzling. Then all of a sudden it became serious. Then Thursday, this is not the second time. I think this is the third time. I've been here for 2 years and I've witnessed this for, I think, 2 years now. When it rains, there's no gutter, there's nothing should be done. We'll be inside, we can't go out. We have been stuck, the children are still home. We really need help. If the state, the government can bring us pump. For now, we can't plead for gutters because it's so choke here. There's no lay to be help to create any gutters, but we need help as pump to let the water be a little bit okay so that we can go out, we can breathe well. The scent is too much. This is what I can plead for the government to help us with.
Madam, now since I see no better, one can say to me pay.
The parliament team pay. A direct team got to be impo. Yes, a damn so but to the actual fence, you must not go to the me mani timi nko school Thursday nsuo nto ye no enkwa ne wo fie saa o mutimi nko school enti yesre nana ado se epa na chew o mabua yai na o munyi go tamayai yese woni ba bia fa nsuo ne mfa ye na mu saa ye kwoto aduane kwa ye na musuo nim ti yesra nana do se o mabua yai ne ye ne ye mobo e Ghana flag special o mabua yai.
What you heard her saying, that she's been camped here since Thursday. She's not been able to go out, and she's calling on the president and by extension authorities within the area to come to their aid. And I see some of the kids here. What's your name?
Braidoji.
Braidoji, how old are you?
12 years.
But you've not been going to school for how long? Since Thursday? That's 5 days now. How does that make you feel?
5 days.
How does that make you feel?
Bad.
You want to go to school?
Yes.
So what? How do you cross from this side to the side?
I walk in the bridge.
You walk over the bridge. Are you not scared that you may even fall into the pool of water?
I fall before.
You falling before?
Yes.
When was that?
Last week.
Last week you fell into the pool of water.
Yes.
I see. So how were you picked out of the water?
It is smelling.
I see. And you're hearing him, and of course that gives you an indication of indeed the threat not only to their properties, even their lives here. Boss, now catch me say akorano na ekran we were saying.
The na me cheren say ne ma me betimi anase ne ma me kran fa na ma obetimi awea aba na say ya dwene fle ni so obetimi atonsum ansa ne ni bebe ho so no na ne makachi isu ntoye no wo scorpion emoa mo keka mitimi kumom nansa na se mikumumua wo ne niam ahodo bebre enti ema mintimi mpie because mi slow se mipia na wo pate no brands ade na beto me ma no enti me slow omunye ye moa na yentimi en solve ye problem ye problem pa isuo no wo ya to se next year esa to abeye kase asene de aba no.
He's mentioning that there are, some animals, dangerous animals, within the pool of water that's gathered here for 5 days. He says that he had actually got cause to kill a snake about 3 days ago. But catch me say MC and this is assembly and assemblyman crap emba hanu meshe.
Obi amaha medaleta aye friend Robert Lamte. Wono na eja waye ye mo a emse opese o man payinfo na so te no mbe yefri ye hawo mu. Nti no ye danase se wo pepa emaye. Nti onko so ano onye de oye no.
At assembly na nkasa de.
Me hu obi a me boss Robert Lamte. Wono ni nipa oboaye wosa.
But then na dan na sisi hanom omutumi sisi dan na si nsuo kwan mu sa.
Well, ahanye nsuo me ba ha mo 6 years ni ahanye nsuo bet say nsuo no to kese a me fan say 2 years bia na asade we si 2 years bia we can 3 times na esi itino ade bia ha adwen ahanye nsuo na yesisi dan block kwan no bebia be gata to nyina ya block nsuo no to a enya bebia anko first nsuo to afie kese we onya bi bet auto fence no nsuo no nyina ba beta. And so
he mentions that there's not been any direct or if you like immediate response from the district assembly as in Kwantana Madina Municipal Assembly as regards dealing with the situation. He mentions also and makes reference to the buildings in the waterway. For now, as you heard one of the residents say, they are hoping that the municipal assembly will come to their aid with water pumps to essentially, suck out the pool of water that's been gathered here for the past 5 days, so that at least in the meantime they can go about their daily activities. But until that is done, Israel, the situation here is that a lot of the residents, in fact houses numbering in the hundreds, have all been caged, for want of better expressions, in their homes. Israel, if you can hear me, that's the situation here.
All right, thank you very much, Manuel, but it takes some special skill for you to be wading through a pool of water there without tumbling into it. So I'd urge you to be very careful yourself as you make your way around it. It would have been quite a sight to see you tumble in the water whilst reporting live. I've seen that happen a number of times, but do take care out there.